Hello, everybody. So I just climbed up a mountain to film this video, and yeah, let's just get right into it. This video is about my experience here at in Aljezur. I have been volunteering at Quinta Alma, which is a eco farm off-grid retreat place. I was working mainly in room care, so I would help set up the rooms for the guests and everything. And it's been quite a journey, honestly. I think if I really talked about everything I experienced in my 5 weeks here, I think it would be a very, very, very long video. So I'm trying to understand what the main things that I want to express and talk about here. But let's talk about the work first. Let's talk about the work. So I'm in the mountains, right? It's very hilly and these things. So it's a lot of the work is very physical. Like in room care, I was doing a lot of physical work, and upon arriving it was difficult for me because I wasn't very physically active before then. I never really had to hike for work or go up these hills and mountains. So I was my first few weeks, week or two, I was really adjusting. I think my body was adjusting. Also, my ankles have been sore since I've gotten here because you're using new muscles in your ankles, so it's it felt very sore. In a way, I kind of wished that the people here were a little more understanding because I kind of felt like there was this perception that I was being lazy, or I don't know. I think lazy was the main perception, but I really was just adjusting. And I think a lot of people that were around me understood, but I think a lot of people also didn't. And so it would have been nice when I first arrived if I was given a little more patience, because when I arrived, the next day I had to work, and so I was already tired from traveling and arriving to a new place, that now I was thrown into the work and had to really adjust. But upon reflecting on this specific experience, I realized how good it actually was for me, because it was it was a challenge, right? And so I've noticed the past few I've noticed recently that I'm getting stronger, and I'm handling everything better. I'm handling the work better physically, and I feel more physically energetic and active, and these things. And I think that was one of the amazing parts about being here, is that I was able to challenge myself. Whereas if I was just if I didn't have work, I don't know if I would have had the motivation or the drive to really get up and do something, So this job really pushed me. It pushed me. And in the beginning, I was very considering all the factors and considering everything I was going through, and it wasn't just about the work, but I was struggling. I felt like I was struggling because I felt like I didn't have the proper time or care to rejuvenate, to rest. I kind of felt like my needs weren't being considered. And so I also was kind of in my mind, I was blaming the people who run this place, I was kind of like subconsciously blaming them, like everything that I was going through was their fault because they weren't considering my needs, which it still resonates with me, but I will get into that more. But I also had realized that it was also me not really considering my needs either, you know? I mean, it's weird because when you're working, it's you're not free to really do what you want to do, you know? So I was finding myself feeling suppressed, suppressed creatively also. I had realized that, I would have much rather spent my time doing something that really like inspired me and lit my soul up, and so I can give back to the to people, to the community, to everything. And but I wasn't able to really like pursue that as my work. I'm saying as my work, not as a whole. But in the 5 hours a day that I had to work, so I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but it's 25 hours a week. So the 5 days, the 5 hours a day, I kind of felt like, not really able to express myself creatively. But I was kind of using this also as maybe as an excuse to not take action on my own creative ideas. But it there's like this whole thing that like unfolded here with like that relates to my creativity. So I guess I'm just gonna go into it. It was always like a dream of mine to be able to like create and make things, and films and documentaries and amazing pieces of work, and be like supported for it as a in turn, like in means of like having a place to sleep, or money, or food, like in these ways. But and so when I arrived and I had like realized that, like, oh my god, I'm like doing this work, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I love my coworkers, like my colleagues. We had a lot of fun, but it was like, how am I really acting on like the how am I giving back to the creative side of me? With this dream in mind of like wanting to act on this creativity and use it as like a means of work, I presented this idea to the people who run this place, and I said, like, I can make a film here, like I can make like a short video here showing the life, showing how everything is, the what this place provides for people. And it was like rejected. It was rejected. And so I had realized then that it was like I was like waiting for this grand idea, this grand moment, this grand opportunity to begin creating. But really, the whole time, I could have been making my own things. I could have been filming my journey here. I could have been, like doing these things. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I actually did in many ways really connect to myself creatively here, because the space allows for that. The space, kind of, I have a space here to do that. Like, for example, I love dancing. Since I was young, I love dancing. But I never always had a place growing up. I never always had a place to really act on it. And, like in terms of like environment, like in space, it wasn't encouraged. It didn't feel encouraged. But because I'm stepping into like this new version of me here, I was able to act on like my creative, ways, of like dance and singing, because I have a place now here to do that. and also to not be judged for it as well, you know. There's like there's, you know, two places specifically that I really enjoyed. Actually, three places I really enjoyed here at Quinta Alma. One of them was a barn. So it was like I was really able to kind of connect to this like child side of me, and I really felt that here. Really, I did. I felt like I was like playing like a child again, and I was able also like with the people around me, which, you know, I developed relationships with, like really amazing relationships with. I was able to, you know, act on this childlike, you know, energy. I really stepped into a new person here. You know, I feel more confident. I feel more energized. I feel stronger. I feel more creative. Like, I'm literally filming a video right now. Like, I could cry. Really, I could cry because wow. Wow, who would have thought? Who would have thought? And it's like there was this drive inside of me that wanted to do this, that wanted to create in this way of like journaling myself and communicating and really just openly speaking without being interrupted, you know, like just to like be able to like put it out there. And like even just me sitting here filming it like is really, I feel like a gift. It was like a gift that I have gained here, and it wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't, you know, afraid of like making those decisions. Like I literally made a proposal. I kind of forgot that I did this, but I literally made a portfolio and a proposal for this place because so I came here and I fell in love with it. And so, but I saw a lot of weaknesses in this place. I saw a lot of weaknesses. And so because I was aware of it, and I'm aware of like what could change that would really benefit the place, I wrote them all down so I can present them to the owners here, because I really wanted to make an impact. I really wanted to like do something here, do something big, do something bold, do something new. You know, I wanted to be the one that was gonna, you know, just act on it. And I did. I literally made a portfolio and a proposal for what I could provide here, like what I could do. And that was also rejected, basically rejected, because they wanted me to work. Like they wanted me in room care. They weren't really interested in what I had to offer and the big things I had to offer, right? Because to be honest, yeah, I can work 25 hours a week in room care and enjoy it, have some, you know, I did enjoy it, but also it's like I know I could do so much more. And and I I allowed myself to express that, you know, but it wasn't picked up. I put it out there, but it wasn't picked up by the owners. So it was like not wanted, you know, which is okay, but also it had allowed me to learn that, you know, maybe that's not what I'm here for. Maybe I'm here for this. Maybe I'm here to kind of like act again, and for myself, because I would have spent my time trying to to improve the faults of this place, when I really could have been, growing my own thing, making my own thing, instead of trying to change what's already existent, you know? So I think that's like the new energy that I'm taking with me, is like doing my own thing again, creating my own thing, instead of trying to change and fix what's already there, or trying to even trying to like include my creativity in it, for work, because my creativity is mine. Like this right here is mine, and I'm filming it, and I'm doing it really for me, to be honest. And I think I actually really needed this. Like, I really needed to just sit here and film. I really do believe that this place like allows for growth. I really do feel that. The way it's designed, the way it was considered, it allows for soul evolution. But I have to say, like, it wasn't perfect, and there are things I would change. There are things that I think go against, what I needed at the moment. But I realized that this is actually it's like a challenge, right? Like, yeah, I don't always have my comfort zones. Like, for example, the barn that I explained, that I talked about, that I used to go to for stretching and for writing and for like just really connecting with me. We didn't always have it. It wasn't always available to us, because they host retreats here, and sometimes the retreats use the barn. Well, they're using like they use the barn, and then it's off limits to us. And so now I don't have that space to sit there and connect. And also because it has really good Wi-Fi in there, and the Wi-Fi, you don't really have it good anywhere else besides the barn. And so now I don't have the barn. Now I have to go to the common area, like it's called the small kitchen, where everyone cooks their dinner, and where they it's also like the social hangout place, right? Because everyone gathers there, so everyone's talking, and there's no Wi-Fi in there, so it's a very social place also. So it's like, okay, I don't have the barn, and if I go to the small kitchen, it's a lot of people. It can get crowded, and it can become a very social place when I don't always want to socialize or have the energy to. So it's like I was having trouble like choosing myself. I was in this place where I didn't have like my own space, right? Where I didn't have all the comforts that I used to have. And so it was kind of like like a test, saying, will you still choose yourself if you don't have like a quiet space to go to, or if you don't have Wi-Fi, or if you don't have these things, are you still gonna choose love for yourself? And to be honest, a lot of times I didn't. Like, a lot of times I chose to give in to like socializing, and within socializing comes different things, right? Because when you eat, it can be very social. Eating is very social. So I was finding myself eating things that I don't normally eat, or that I don't need, just because it's like was like part of like this activity, but the food thing is also kind of goes into a whole nother thing that I don't think I want to go down in this video. But it's connected. I believe it is connected, really. Like, to be honest, if I had my own like place, like apartment, where I have like my own kitchen and my own this and my own that, to be honest, I don't think I would have went to the small kitchen like most times. Like, I would have just hung out by myself and did my own thing. But it's kind of like, and that's something I noticed too, is like everything just becomes like this group activity. Not always, not always, but a lot of times I found myself like having a conversation with one person, and then suddenly it turns into like a group conversation, or like a people just like include themselves and involve themselves, and which is fine. But personally, it can get like a lot. Like it can. I don't always want to hang out in big groups. I personally, I enjoy hanging out with people, um, one on one. You know, because that's how I really get to understand and feel a person, and really connect with them. But I didn't feel like this place was. I mean, at least it didn't really happen for me, like apart from like working, because when I work like with just one other person, I really do feel like I can connect with them, because it's like a, you're doing it together and it's just you and one other person. But I think I did try. I believe I tried to connect with certain people, and I kind of noticed this pattern, like the type this type these type of people, that I was seeking to connect to. I realized that it actually wasn't in my best interest to connect with them, to be honest, because it's kind of allowed for for my old self to remain. The part of me that I want to let go of, but I haven't, is being empowered through hanging out with certain people and being around certain people, because they encourage it. They encourage it. And that's another reason why I don't really like hanging out in big groups, is because when you hang out in big groups, there's so many different types of people and things that they like and they enjoy. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like everything becomes a group activity. What if I don't want to do this, but you kind of feel like to be part of the group, you have to act in certain ways. And I didn't want to act in certain ways, but I did, to be a part of the social group life thing. Not always. I'm not saying like it was like very like common. I mean, I guess it was, but I still gave time to myself, of course. I needed to. Oh my god, if I didn't, I don't think I would be here right now, but but yeah, I made sure to give myself time, because I know myself, and I know I need my own space, my own time. When I'm alone, it's really how I recharge. When I'm alone, I really begin to understand myself. And actually, I that's something else I've gained here, is like being in this conversation between me and me. And so I would like write. I wrote a lot here about how I was feeling, what I was going through, the types of if I was seeking guidance, I would write it down. If I was emotionally heavy, I would write it down. But also what that requires is you to like face yourself, and that's not always easy, right? Because sometimes there's like dark hidden things we don't always want to face, but I believe that's necessary for evolution and for growth. We have to face ourselves. We have to understand the dark parts that live within us, so we can love them and heal them and let go of them, because otherwise it will always remain a part of you, until it's released. So I believe I have also connected to this, of like facing and reflecting on the parts of me that I want to die, that I want to let go of, but was also giving in at the same time. So I was like empowering it, yet wanting to let go of it, and those things cannot coexist. So I kind of found myself getting conflicted a lot, you know, between what I wanted and what I knew I needed. So I need some water. You know, I was really conflicted also about leaving because I felt the call to go to another city, right? I just didn't know when. I knew where, but I didn't know when. And so I knew I had to leave, right? But also I felt like there was something unfinished here. You know, I came to this point where I was really having a hard time like balancing like the work and also like my creative expressions, which still actually remains true, because if I did have those 25 hours to myself now, I feel like I would use it to better in my best ability, because I'm doing it now and I'm still working. Like tomorrow I have to work. I had this realization where when I was reflecting, I was looking at my notes that I had taken, and you know, starting from like when I first arrived, I remembered like how hard of a time I was going through, how alone I felt, how, you know, how tired I was physically, how drained I was mentally. It was like really I was struggling in a way. And yeah, of course I was still enjoying my time here, like, and it, I was also enjoying it, right? But I just wasn't feeling always the best, you know, which is also because of my own decisions. But yeah, so I had, yeah, while reflecting, I realized, you know, from these ways of feeling when I first arrived compared to how I feel now, I feel like I feel so much better. I feel more confident. I'm creating again and filming again, and I really like feel like I had deeply connected to the people here also, like my friends and everything. Like I feel so in love. I feel so in love. Really. I feel in love with like the person I'm becoming here, you know, of like this person who dances and sings and draws and films and laughs and runs. Like I used to hate running, now I love it, you know? Like, you know, and just like this energetic part of me that I'm so deeply in love with, that I had realized I was afraid of leaving because I didn't know if I was going to experience this part of me when I leave. Because the next place I'm going to is like a city. I'm here living in the countryside in nature. But, you know, so I was like, I don't want to leave. Like, I'm so in love. I'm so connected to me. Like, I feel like I'm finally gaining something out of, like, for all this time that I was like adjusting and struggling and facing myself and crying and releasing. Like, now I feel like I'm like, you know, feel like I'm receiving the fruits of my labor, you know. And so yeah, of course it was hard for me to leave. I understand that part of me, like, you know, why would I want to leave this place where I have spaces to dance and sing and do everything I love, you know. But but that's the reason I decided that this will be my last week. Well, I'm leaving actually in 2 days, including today. 2 days. I'm leaving in 2 days. So the way I came to that decision was because I had realized that I had grown. You know, I realized that I had grown. Really, a lot. I grew a lot here. I think that was like my call to leave, because, you know, it's the place that had allowed me to become this to connect with like this deeper part of me. But also I didn't know if I would experience this leaving, but it's just me. It's just me that I connected to. The place allowed for it, the place encouraged it, but at the end of the day, it was me. And so I'm carrying this with me so I can bring it out into the places I go, you know, and not like bottle up my passions anymore, you know, just so I can be free, more free to express myself, more confident to express myself. Yeah, so I feel like when I do leave, I feel like there's a lot for me to learn. There's a lot for me to gain, you know. For new challenges, you know, because I think also what I'm gonna be one of the things that I'm gonna have to like learn and get used to is how to express myself while I'm surrounded by so many people who will judge me for it, you know, who will make funny looks at me, or I don't know. I just maybe there's like this fear of like being judged, which I think like was I kind of had to face over and over again. But I feel like it's like the new level of like confidence, the new level of building confidence, right? So yeah, I'm excited for like that new side part of me. I still don't even know where I'm gonna be staying or doing in the new place I'm going to, but we're gonna find out, I guess. Also, I could talk about like the land here. Aljezur is a very, very special place. Very special. I really do believe that there is like the land here is healing. I really feel like this. There's like this naturally flowing river that I've gone to a few times that is so beautiful and like peaceful and calming and like amazing, you know. It was the first time I had experienced like a river like that. You know, I used to like a while ago I used to like listen to like those like water river sounds on the TV, you know, just as like background noise, but you being there like in person was so connecting and healing and refreshing. Oh my god, yesterday I went to the beach and oh my god, like the beauty there is so unique and fresh and beautiful that I really like, really so in love with the earth here, like with the nature, like yeah. And what else? So I also yeah, so I was also called to make like a tea here, uh with the tea being everything from Aljezur. So it had I would make it with lemon balm, which we grow here, mint, which we grow here, rosemary. I picked all of the herbs fresh from the garden, and lemon also being from here. Put some of that in the cup. Some local honey, which actually grows from like one of these hills. I believe they're like our neighbors. Um, yeah. So and I was literally drinking from the land. Like I was allowing this land to give back to me, which I think is another reason why I was able to connect with myself here and also to heal, like, and physically to feel better. Like my digestive system is so much better now than it was a while ago, and I really do feel like it's because of like, you know, me listening to like these calls. But also I was like shown again, like I've been shown this before in the past, but I was reminded like how abundant I am here also, like in beautiful foods, like in beautiful ways, you know. Like there was like a lemon tree. We would have like an abundance, like we would have fruit available for us, like to just pick and eat, and not only to pick but also like we have like a fruit bowl in the kitchen that they would refill. And there's like these oranges that are local, and oh my god, they're amazing. The oranges are so amazing. Like, so I was like, it was very special for me to eat from the land here and to enjoy the land in that way. So not only did I like realize all these beautiful things about myself here and grow here, but also like connecting to like Mother Earth and nature, you know? Because at the end of the day, they're all one, right? So if I'm connecting with myself more, of course, I'm going to be connecting with the earth more, you know? And so I was really, really like feeling that connection. And, and yeah, I really felt like I wanted to mention that because it was a very important part of like this journey for me, really, because it's special. It's special, and I feel so grateful that I'm being seen. I feel seen, you know, like I feel seen by creation and Mother Earth and these things, but also like in moments of me like not choosing, you know, what's best for me. I kind of I became disconnected. I did. I became disconnected from myself, and I was very hard on myself about this because um, I know I could have done better. I know it's like just a matter of choice, but I chose in a lot of ways, you know, to not act in my best interests, you know. I guess like in some food choices, like I mentioned earlier, and like socializing when I didn't really need to, and I don't know, but also I believe I have to give myself credit as well, you know, because I really also did a lot here. I did for myself. I did. And I feel like I also gave back and inspired people, you know? But at the end of the day, like this is our journey, right? And now that I'm like sitting here and talking and filming, I'm glad that I wasn't like that my creative ideas and offers were not picked up. Now I'm able to create like for myself again. Whereas before I was thinking of creating like just for them, you know? So, yeah, it's nice to be able to do this for myself and not feel pressured out of fear of not having a place to sleep if I didn't do my job, you know? But this is not a job for me. It's a means of connection. It's a means of um, of everything for me. It really is everything for me, and it's going to become more for me also because I'm gonna be acting on it more. And so I feel it feels very special to uh, to be here right now. You know, just filming this video, it feels special to be here, and I'm so grateful for everything for everything. Let me know if you guys would like to see more, or if you have any questions or anything. You know, I would love to engage more with you guys if you're watching. You know. Also, I am gonna be filming more of my journey because that's what I want to do right now, and so I would like to share like my travels and my journey. So subscribe and keep up with me because I'm not done. There's gonna be more to come, and yeah, if everything that I say or do inspires you and encourages you and resonates with you, I would love for you to continue joining me like on this journey, on this ride, and you know, we're on this planet, like we're living on this planet together. You know, we're all in this together, so it's like let's be there for each other, you know? let's love each other. Let's love ourselves so we can make this world a better place, you know? At the end of the day, it's only just us, and we're the ones who are here to create or to not create, you know? It's up to you. Not allowing nobody's rejection to make me stop doing what I love and am here to do, you know? I love you so much. I love you. Thank you for documenting this for me. Hello everybody. So I'm sitting here at the lake. Let me show you. It's so beautiful here. Today I am leaving to go to Spain, and I'm sitting here reflecting and conversating with me and creation, and I just realized how much of a deeper self-love I gained here, you know? And that's all that I was really searching for, you know? There were people that I wanted to connect to. There are people, one-on-one relationships I wanted to have, but I was aware of my patterns, and I was aware that I was trying to gravitate towards these people, but it wasn't coming from a pure place. So when I found myself trying to make those decisions, I had to be aware and choose to be alone a lot of the times, which meant I had to sacrifice, a relationships I wanted to have, but it was always for a reason. It was because I was always meant to connect to me. I was always supposed to, grow in my self-love, in my everything. And if I did go and build these relationships that I wanted to have, then I think that I wouldn't have been able to connect to myself in the way that I have here. And upon reflecting, this is the most valuable thing that I've gained here, is myself, is my own joy and excitement and everything. I've gained everything here. You are everything. You are everything you are searching for. You are everything you are searching for. And so when you find that, when you gain that, it feels like happiness. It feels like joy. It feels like fulfillment. I just feel like people don't always see the things the same way that I see them. So when I'm alone and I'm able to reflect and see the beauty around me and acknowledge it and be grateful for it and appreciate it, that's mine to feel, and yeah, this journey is just you. This journey is just self-love. It's just a love journey. It's just falling deeper and deeper in love and understanding for yourself, and I think that's why I'm so grateful and appreciative for this place, is because it provided me that. But at the end of the day, it was always me. It was always me providing for myself and choosing what's best for me also. So I am going to Spain today, and I believe I want to document my journey. So if you have watched this video and are interested in my upcoming journey, subscribe. I still have to edit this video. Hopefully I can get it up soon. But yeah, I'm so excited for what's to come, and there's more lessons and faith and love to be gained and found. So yeah, if you would like to join me, welcome. Okay, I think that's it for now. So bye. I love you. I'm holding on to gratitude for this because I'm literally in love, and it just feels like heaven. But at the same time, I know there's things to be let go of, and I'm willing to do that. I'm looking forward to kind of traveling a little more free and seeing what else there is to learn. That's really exciting. Yeah, this is also self-appreciation and self-acknowledgement, for everything that I have done for myself to bring myself here, and still appreciate myself for who I am now. Knowing that I'm imperfect and I aspire to continue growing. And I feel I have grown so much here. So I guess I did do what I wanted to do here. I guess I did accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. Growth. It's just growth. And in that, I think sprouted a lot of new things for me. So yeah, this is just a moment of reflection and conversation and documentation, because this is what I've been wanting to do. I still appreciate everything for what it was, and for what I have done here for myself.